All right, welcome back to another exciting episode of Stardom Bed'em Fantasy Football Podcast, where gambling meets fantasy. Today's kind of a special edition. We told you we talk about it. Black Monday's on the rise. This is Sunday. I don't know what the hell this one's called, but it's Sunday before Black Monday. And Dan, let's get into it. We got a lot of movement, and so far I'm already seeing some confusing things with games. So
yeah,
people's jobs might be even more secure or more might be more at risk.
I guess my question before we get started, right? Is there any big names? Like I know last year there was big names with like Liam Cohen, right? And then Ben Johnson. I guess you can throw Aaron Glenn in there since that's your boy. Is there anybody this year that's like that? I'm not really into
Not really. There's a couple coordinators that you hear in the mix, but there's no Ben Johnsons this year. That Ben Johnson was a name for 2 years. Everybody wanted. Liam Cohen was another great call. He definitely rose through the ranks. The young top people, they got Chris Shula. That's the name I hear a lot, the defensive coordinator for the Rams. He's also Don Shula's like grandson or something like that. I know he's a big one. Jeff Hafley, the Packers defensive coordinator. He left Boston College. He's only been in the league for 1 year, but he's got like one of the best defenses, changed the whole mindset there. Brian Flores, we know what he's done in the past with Miami. I think he might be persona non grata as a head coach.
He wasn't wrong though.
No, he was not. I mean, everybody knew it was true, but
maybe you just don't say it, right?
Yeah, so and then Jesse Minter's another name that comes up. He's with the Chargers. He's been there for a little bit. Clint Kubiak, he's the most popular offensive coordinator this year. He's a Seahawks OC, and all offseason it was big deal talking that into him bringing that run game and that zone run offense, and he did. They've been a home run offense, and look at Sam Darnold. So maybe Clint Kubiak's a possibility. Joe Brady's another one. He's always in the mix. But
so I would say from a college football side of it too, with that whole environment now, it is a dumpster fire, right? There's no rules really. It's really tough, I think, on coaches. Dion is a good example. He doesn't even really go out and recruit anymore. He doesn't recruit. They come to him because that's kind of how it is, right? I mean, there's prospects or your recruits are asking for 5,000 to 10,000 just to come to a campus visit, right?
It's crazy.
I think you may start seeing some of these elite, I guess, in a sense, coaches may say, "Screw this! The NFL format is essentially way easier than what this is."
Exactly.
And, I wouldn't be surprised you start seeing. I know a couple years ago they were talking about Dabo Swinney possibly coming to Las Vegas. That would be a disaster for me because I can't stand the guy. That would be terrible. But
I'd enjoy those press conferences,
right? But I think we may start seeing that, and maybe this is the year where we kind of see that. But I mean, if that's the case, I mean, I think you got to look at people like Dabo. Apparently, I think Marcus Freeman has a pretty good gig right now at Notre Dame. He's top of the mountain there essentially, but apparently there is some interest there as well as far as him eventually wanting to come to the NFL.
I can see that. He really did a great job leading that team to the success they had. I truly contributed to his coaching and his program that he put in place there.
Yeah, because it sure as hell wasn't Brian Kelly who he's working underneath, right? And then I was one of those people too who's like, he was kind of just gifted this job for a couple years, and then they'll get rid of him and figure this out, right? But he's
the opposite.
He's done well. Yeah, he's done very, very well, and he just seems like a good person, which it's hard sometimes to find that. We'll get into this here. I think the easiest way, we'll just go through the divisions and then say, do we think there's any possibility here, and then go from there, right?
I like it. Let's do it. Yep.
Let's start with the NFC East. I mean, I don't think Eagles obviously no issues as much as I would love to see Sirianni.
There's some action in the poly markets for Sirianni.
Do you think so?
But, I mean, there's some action. I was looking at odds and all that stuff, and apparently Nick Sirianni's been a hot name in the poly markets.
Probably just because there's money to be made.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. Yep, but he's greatly underperformed the Eagles team, so who knows? And obviously giving Petula that offensive coordinator job, it's like, dude, come on, like, what are you doing? So maybe.
I forgot to tell you this. Breaking news here.
Go on.
I made Super Bowl bets.
This is big.
And I did exactas and everything for it. So I have Eagles, Ravens, Super Bowl, and I win a ton of money if that happens. Just getting there. Yeah, I got it every which way. So Eagles
Who wins on every? Oh, either way. Yeah. Okay, so I'm rooting for the Eagles there.
125 to 1 if the Ravens win. It was 100 to 1 if the
Eagles win.
Eagles win, and then it's 50-1 if those two teams just make it.
That's
So
fantastic.
I got an uncomfortable amount of money on that. I also have each individual team winning, so if one of them gets knocked out, I still have a shot to if individually there. But
good.
Go Ravens tonight. That's
hey, buddy, I'm
step
with you.
one.
Sounds like
so.
We could start with Sirianni though. He's probably a 99% chance return.
Yes.
All right, we agree with that. Yep.
Schottenheimer, he kind of I think he overachieved in my opinion this year. I think he's there for a while.
I'm with you.
It's good if he can figure out that defense. So
this is an interesting one.
Yeah,
this is an interesting one.
Dan Quinn, he's in his second year. Pretty solid first year. Terrible decisions in my opinion. Second year, I feel like he comes back, but I think next year is going to be it's make or break.
Make or break.
I don't know on an ownership standpoint, like how you can be comfortable with someone bringing Jaden back like that, and then whenever the season's essentially done.
I'm right with you. He is trying to have that big ball mentality like Dan Campbell, but as crazy as Dan Campbell is, his crazy antics and stuff, they're almost in line with analytics. Like when he goes for it on fourth down, when he goes for it, he's actually not far off. Like usually like, well, the percentages say this and it's not bad. When Quinn does it, they're like, well, according to our analytics, this is a 24% chance that they should do this. And I'm like, what is he doing? Like, it just doesn't make sense. So Dan Quinn, you're not pulling it off, buddy. You're not being praised. When you do these dumb things, they're just fucking dumb. It's not like you made a brilliant coaching decision. So you want to keep your job, which he'll be back next year. I agree with you, but he needs to do smarter, more sound decisions and insulate his quarterback, because right now he did put him in bad positions this season when he was healthy.
Yeah. So, I give this a probably 75% chance, right? He comes back. I would say that if the ownership was not impressed with his decision to let Jaden play and got re-hurt or re-injured and stuff like that, then I wouldn't be shocked if he was gone tomorrow.
Me too. They would not be like, oh shit, didn't see that coming. I agree with you. Yeah. That's good. It's a good call out. Yep.
Next one, New York Giants. This job's open. We kind of talked about it a couple weeks ago, I think. There is rumor that John Harbaugh would be interested in this, and
I've read more about this.
See what happens after tonight's game too, if that has any more legs, I guess.
The rumors out of Baltimore is that there could be a mutual understanding between the coach and the organization, so they're going to meet after the game probably. And the exit could happen as soon as tonight or tomorrow, if it does. If it doesn't,
they have
the
to
next day or two, I'm telling you now, Harbaugh's not going anywhere.
Yeah, and again, they have to lose tonight, and that's not going to happen because
I wonder if they give Kafka a chance there in New York. He's done a decent job since the turnaround, and he had a good opportunity in Philadelphia. He had a couple good seasons as an offensive mind there, and now he's got his opportunity. I wonder if Kafka gets a fair shot at an interview there. I think
have they won a game since Dabo left?
They've won 2, I think.
2 total,
3 wins, right? 2
maybe
total.
Maybe they do have 3 now. Maybe that's possible.
They got 3, yeah.
Okay. So
not great, but you get a pile of shit and you say, go make something of this. And if you can win 1 or 2 games out of that, I'm impressed.
I guess. So go ahead. Do you have anything else?
No, all you, buddy. Please, let's keep going. I like this.
NFC North, I don't see any changes here. Dan Campbell, he's fine, even though he, I think, really ruined this season for him. I was looking a little bit more into it too. I didn't realize, I knew his first season there was pretty bad, but he's barely 500 there too. So I think he still has probably another 2 years. If he goes terrible the next 2 years, then he's probably done. But I think they like him there, and rightfully so. I think they just got holes to fill, and they eventually gonna have to figure out what they're gonna do with Goff leaving. I mean, he's essentially gonna be done soon.
That whole town has come alive since Dan Campbell. I think he's stronger. He's one of the strongest entrenched coaches in the league, in my opinion, because of the community involvement that he has and the way he's beloved by that town.
Yep. And then Packers, Matt LaFleur, I mean, he's fine.
Yeah, he's there.
Again, I don't see a lot of turnover there. Kevin O'Connell, he probably looks better now.
He's fine, but interesting offseason. They're gonna have a very interesting offseason.
Yeah, for sure.
With the quarterback situation.
Ben Johnson overachieving. No, doing exactly what we all thought, right?
Right on par, baby. Yeah, exactly. That's right on par.
He's gonna be there for a while, I think, and the Bears look good. Next one is NFC South. This one I am a little interested in. So the Buccaneers with Todd Bowles, they win yesterday. They have a shot to make the playoffs. As we're recording now, I think they're actually in because I think the Saints are winning. But I'm not even convinced that if the Bucks win a playoff game, that he's not gone. I don't think this team can go anywhere with him there.
Okay, so no, I agree with you in the sense that it can't go anywhere in its current position. But do you think they're getting rid of Todd Bowles? I don't think. I see this as probably a 75% chance he's back. I see maybe 25, 30%.
I would probably not put it as high that. I think it's 75% if they make the playoffs. If they don't make the playoffs, then I think it's probably in the 60. I think it's 60-40.
Then we got the Panthers, Dan. And
he's not going anywhere. He's not going anywhere. So there we go.
He's insulated by the shitty quarterback play. Good for him. Falcons, speaking of shitty quarterback play.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think this is it. I think he's done.
You think Raheem Morris is gone?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know how they were talking about it yesterday. I was watching I don't know what I was watching, but I was watching something where they were talking about it. And like, you can't have this much talent and then this is what you produce.
I agree. And he's got 3 more seasons under this contract, I think. About $12 million they're going to eat. I know you said the money doesn't matter. I agree with you on this when it comes to coaching. But yeah, that is something the Falcons are going to have to get hit with. And Arthur Blank, he's kind of slow to make these calls, in my opinion. So I'm curious to see how this goes.
I would say that I would lean more towards him being gone, but maybe, like you said, Blank has traditionally probably given 3 years.
Too many to each coach.
So we'll see. Maybe he does come back. Kellen Moore, I think he's got a good thing kind of going. It was a little rough start there, but now with Tyler Shook there, he looks.
They look great.
Yeah,
I'm very, very impressed. Yep.
Maybe Michael Thomas will want to come back.
Yeah, get his hands going again.
Right, instead of just shitting on them on X all the time like he did last week.
Who's he? He's still not playing for anybody anyway. No. So I love it when these guys just come out troll like they're the best talent sitting out there. Nobody wants them.
Right. Moving to the NFC West, I think we are all in agreement. 49ers, Rams, Seahawks, they're fine.
Yep.
Season went great there. Arizona Cardinals with Jonathan Gannon.
I think he's gone.
I think he's
gone. Yeah.
I'm going to go a step further here. I am normally 99% of the time okay with them choosing quarterback over coach.
Mm-hmm.
I think they messed up when they got rid of
Kingsbury.
Yeah, I think they should have kept him
and gotten rid of
Murray.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I'm not saying that Kingsbury wouldn't have been gone by this season. Maybe they didn't turn it around or whatever. But I just think that was a poor decision. Do
you remember? I was extremely high on Kingsbury, and in our former life where we worked, the casino industry, I met him a few times. So I was a big Kingsbury fan. He's a nice guy. But what blew me away was when you called out what he did in college and his pro. He's never had a winning record, and
right.
I remember you saying that. I said, no, he had Mahomes. They played well. And I think about it. I'm like, no, he didn't do shit. They didn't win anything. They just had some good offensive plays.
He's just an offensive coordinator, right? Yeah. And I mean, I would say he's done okay in Washington. I mean, with Jaden going down this year is a little tough, but I felt like even
he's done good things with Marcus
developing
Mariota.
With Mariota and stuff like that, right? Like, it was not bad.
And the running back situation there all season has been bad. Eckler got hurt right away, and they didn't have a lot going on there. So I think he's done good. Do you think he warrants a position again as a head coaching candidate? I think he does.
I do. I mean, I think he's probably going to have to do one more year as OC, though. And hopefully Washington performs, and I think he'll get another shot.
Yeah. Yep. So we're together on that
AFC
one.
Side, right? Sean McDermott, I was back and forth on this a couple times throughout the year, right? And I think he's fine. But
I think so too. That's the big name, though. Everybody's saying, "Oh, McDermott on his way out." I'm like, I don't see that happening. I really don't see. They've had injuries, and I think they need a better general manager that will actually make a trade at a deadline to help them in a wide receiver position or any other core pieces. I don't understand how the general managers evaded not getting fired there. Is it Bean, right? Beans are
I'm not sure who there is.
yeah, I think it's Bean, but he needs to shape his shit up and do something explosive this offseason, because if he doesn't, they're going to be the same team.
Speaking of explosive, this is going to be the first of 100 times I say this, especially during our off-season shows and stuff. I am betting the Bills to win the Super Bowl next year. I don't even care what the odds are, because once they blow up that stadium, I think that stadium's bringing the bad juju, and now they win. Now they win the Super Bowl.
Norwood comes out of retirement.
The first year in the new stadium, all they needed to do was blow up that stadium and get rid of that bad luck, and they would have.
That's all it is. Philly people, we hadn't won a championship in, I think it's something 30 years or something, and it was because they called the curse of William Penn. There's our city hall here has William Penn at the top of the building, and it was the highest building in Philadelphia. It was an agreement amongst all the people that were building in Philadelphia. They built higher than that, and our sports team had not won a championship since. So when we had our highest building built in 2008, we put a statue of William Penn, a little one, on the top. So then he was back on top, and the Phillies won the World Series that year.
That's funny.
So that was yeah. Good. So that is funny you say that, because those little quirks, it works out where everybody's like, see, I told you.
Right.
I hope that works for you, because that's epic. That is absolutely hilarious. It's the stadium. That's the whole time. It's the goddamn stadium.
So the next one, we've talked about this numerous times. The Miami Dolphins, right? With
where are you with this? You're the one.
I think I was off, and then I was on, and I think I'm off again.
Yep.
I think that I think it's just time that they got.
He needs to go. Out. Yeah, I think they need a new person there representing the team. He's just not the look and feel that they want anymore, in my opinion.
So maybe there's a shot he comes back. So I saw that yesterday that Aikman was hired by them,
correct,
to do consulting work to find a new GM. So maybe they're like, hey, hire the new GM and then meet McDaniel, and do you think he can work?
See what you think. Yeah,
so maybe this is a later fire. Maybe this isn't a Monday fire. But maybe
what did McDaniel say? I didn't get a chance to read the quote. I think he said something along like, when they asked if Aikman, he goes, "Yeah, I don't know." Like, it was something along those lines where it just kind of pushed it off, like whatever. It was it was a McDaniel thing to say. That's what, like,
I'm sure Aikman, he rakes everybody every Monday night.
Mm-hmm.
He is.
Yeah, he probably at one point pissed off.
He's the opposite of Collinsworth, right? Like,
he is.
Collinsworth loves everybody, and Aikman is just like, will shit on you.
I love Aikman, dude.
Yeah, I do too. I love it, and some people just can't stand it. I think
you got to make that catch over the middle.
I think it's more genuine from him.
Yeah, it is. Big time setup. Now, here's a guy who he likes to hit you, and he's just a good football player. And then you got, well, you know what? You got to catch that ball over the middle. I take that second one all day.
I mean, too.
That was awesome. Yeah, and Mike McDaniel, by the way, he was re-signed in late 2024. Weirdly, the Dolphins saw something, I guess, in Tua and him, and he's extended through 2028. So he'll be eating about $30 million, I think. So it's once again not a big deal, but these are big numbers. It's just to put in perspective, blows your mind.
Yep. And then the hire that probably should have happened the year before, New England Patriots. Mike Vrabel looking great, doing great.
Phenomenal.
Culture seems to be kind of where
coach of the year.
Yeah,
coach of the year.
I agree.
Yep, easy decision.
And then not coach of the year will be the next team, your New York Jets, Aaron Glenn.
That's not mine. By the way, I have my Eagles shirt on.
I think he's gone.
I don't know, man. I mean, he was given, once again, it's kind of what you gave him. I think Aaron Glenn.
I'm not saying it's his fault that he's gone. Mm-hmm. I just think that organization is.
If he's let go, he goes somewhere and gets another job, in my opinion.
Well, not coaching.
I know he'll probably be defensive coordinator. He won't get a job as a coach again for another 2 or 3 years. I said to keep him one more season, because what else is in the talent pool? We talked about some of those minds.
No, you're right about
Cliff
that.
Kingsbury hasn't made it in, so
they have to have.
I say they roll the dice one more year. Yeah,
possibly.
And plus the 2026 year, the draft class. Unless you get, what's that kid's Mendoza? Otherwise, if you're not getting him, what are you doing? And I don't think the Dolphins are in the top. Were they at top 7 or 8 picks right now? What's the order? You should be going backwards in that sense.
Yeah, Mendoza thing too is crazy, because that's, essentially Las Vegas, right?
I
think there's just a lot of movement today too with what could possibly happen with the draft pick. So it's probably tough to see where everyone's going to be. But
there we go. Yeah, so on Tankathon website right now.
We'll move to the AFC North. So you're on Aaron Glenn staying. I'm kind of more on him that he's out, but more on he's out because the Jets are just a dumpster fire when it comes to decisions. So
They're picking 3, by the way. That's
Yeah.
what all that I was looking for. They're picking number 3 right now. They've lost 4 in a row, hoping to make it 5 for them.
And then AFC North, we kind of hit on it. Ravens with Harbaugh. I think it's like you said, it's a mutual decision if he goes. I think he probably does go if they lose tonight. Maybe even if they lose first round in the playoffs as well.
Agree.
He's out. And then the weird one in this division, I think.
What are you giving Harbaugh percentage wise, though? I know we keep saying he's probably.
I would say, let's say win tonight.
He's
90% coming back. Lose tonight, he's probably 30% coming back.
Oh, that's a big swing.
Because
I have it at 90, and then I go about 60.
There's a lot of stuff leaking out in Baltimore right now, right? With Lamar supposedly falling asleep and all this stuff in meetings and showing up late. Like there's something is happening there that's not normal. And I think that Lamar feels a little slighted, and you're not trading Lamar. Like it was funny. No. Talk show radio there's a lot of people who are trying to make noise about how Lamar might be leaving or anything like that. Somebody on I don't know if I was listening to the Bet Network or something like that, but somebody had pulled some research and said, you go back and you look at Lamar's statistics and you compare them to other people's statistics in the NFL since the NFL started, and like with the MVPs and all that stuff. It's never
He's
happened.
The greatest player of all time.
It's never happened. You don't anybody with I can't remember what it was. Maybe 2 MVPs or whatever it is. Like they've never been traded. And it's not happening now either. So they're gonna stick with Lamar there. And I think if there is problems, then Harbaugh will end up leaving. And I do think
this would be the Doncic trade of the NFL if this happens. Just stupidity on the Ravens' part.
Correct.
Like that's exactly how this would be viewed. No matter what the result is, what they get back, it's a stupid trade.
Yeah,
you're restarting the whole program.
Yeah, I am to this day upset that the Raiders did not go after him during that whole free agency thing. Whenever the Ravens were like, hey, you want $250 million guaranteed all up front, go see if anybody else is offering you that. And whenever nobody came back to him and was willing to give him that money, that is crazy to me. And I know why it happened, right? Because the owners are all together like, we can't be paying out these guaranteed contracts like this.
It's definitely a pact.
Right? And that's insane. Like if I'm Davis, I'm like, okay, I'll give you $280.
Yeah.
Let me know if you want to buy the house in Vegas for you too, on top of it.
Exactly. In Summerlin.
Right. There
Summerlin. And I think Harbaugh gets picked up immediately by the Giants or another team.
Yeah, there's no problem.
Exactly.
That. So the next thing is a weird one to me. So the Cincinnati Bengals with Zach Taylor, I'm on the fence of like he's 80 to 90% gone. However, there has been a lot of campaigning, it seems like, over the last couple of weeks, and one by Joe Burrow.
Yes.
As far as keeping him, and that's fucking insane to me.
Yeah, it is. It is crazy. Well, I mean, you look at the numbers he's putting up. It's just he needs a better offensive line. I mean, that's continually the problem.
You can't tell me that he's not part of that problem.
He is part of the problem.
Yeah, I know. No, but I'm saying like you can't tell me that Taylor's not part of that problem, not getting the offensive line.
Oh, no, 1,000,000%. I thought you were saying Joe Burrow is part of the problem by protecting Taylor.
Is perfect. There's nothing that he can do wrong.
So, I'm talking about because he's protecting Taylor. He's part of the problem.
Oh, well, no, Burrow is part of the problem if Taylor comes back. But like, as far as not building that offensive lineup and stuff like that, that team is really, really talented as well on the offensive side. And to continually have your Hall of Fame quarterback just continually get murdered back there year after year is insane.
We saw it with Dan Marino. He was heavily sacked. You know, Troy Aikman, he was heavily sacked near the end of his career. There's guys that
Peyton Manning too got hit around a lot. And Andrew Luck, right?
Like Andrew Luck was the end of it. That's how you kill superstars. And Burrow, we talked about this in the beginning of the season. Remember I brought that up, that Luck and Burrow are in the same, and I put them. I say, you know what, dude, till Burrow shows me he's not fragile, he is Andrew Luck to me, and I wouldn't be surprised if he hangs it up in 2-3 years the way he's playing. He says comments that make you say, like, oof, that's not good. But Zach Taylor, I think he's safe because of Burrow.
And then we go to the
The
I don't know how
revolving
I'm trying to
door.
yeah, the
Yeah, the
revolving
revolving
door.
door of the Cleveland Browns. Yeah.
So, Kevin Stefanski's had 5 seasons there, which, that shocked me.
Two-time coach of the year.
Yeah.
Two-time coach of the year while he's there.
I don't know what happens here. I feel like maybe they like him. I don't know how he's made it 5 seasons there. A lot of questions there too, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Watson's still in the picture.
Yep.
You got Shador now.
How heavily do you think he was involved with moving on from Baker and moving towards Watson?
Heavily.
Okay. So I think he should go on that, and that warrants his departure. But
what did you? I don't know what would have been different if Baker stays.
Nothing really, I guess. A little bit more fiery guy that's losing a game. That's about
right,
it.
and one less.
Yeah,
and about 150 different lawsuits not probably happening there. But
true,
you know
very good point.
But
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about.
I think at the time you're telling me you can have Baker Mayfield or you can have Deshaun Watson from the Texans. I'm taking Deshaun all day, every day.
At the time, I did not think it was absurd. I thought the contract was absurd.
Correct.
And I still feel that way. Well, everybody knows that. That's factual now. It's the worst contract in NFL history. Might probably be the worst trade in NFL history.
But good for
was
Deshaun,
absurd.
by the way. Way to get your money. That's good.
Shout out to Deshaun. Yeah, I wish I managed my own accounts that well. So good for you. Good for you. Yeah, that's Stefanski. You think he's gone, right?
Yeah, I think so.
That's what I'm hearing on the street as well. He's gone. I think they need a change there. I see this as a 40% chance he stays.
I think that's fair.
And then
that's probably a little
from
high
there, though,
probably.
Yeah, I think when he becomes a free agent, he'll be one of the top candidates, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I can see him going somewhere else right away. He's 2-time coach of the year. He's led shittier groups than what he's had. So I think he's going to be a sought after candidate if he's let go.
The only thing I go back to saying is that these guys who've been there, like he's been there 5 seasons, right? The Browns have still been the Browns, in my opinion. And I mean, that defense is really, really good. Myles Garrett was great, right? But like, you're part of that problem. And like, if
trip to the playoffs, they made it to the playoffs, you know. So there's that. I mean, what could he do?
Right.
But
so did Nagy last year, right? Or not in the last year, but with the Bears, and they canned his ass. Next one we talked about a couple episodes ago to Pittsburgh Steelers with Mike Tomlin. I think we're both in agreement. Like, no one's firing Tomlin. Tomlin may leave on his own, or mutual little part, but we don't see that being you're fired situation.
Similar situation in the Ravens, in my opinion. This is a no-brainer. Yeah, the next few.
The Texans, he's fine, right? I would have said, had they continued down that downward spiral they started the season in, he probably still would have been there, but next year would have been in a hot seat. But they look great. He got that figured out and turned around. It's good.
They're dominating right now, too. They're up 20-10. I just saw that.
Steichen is an interesting one to me. I think he's back. I think that he's probably got one more season to hopefully keep a quarterback healthy and figure it out. As we talked a couple episodes ago, Daniel Jones probably saved his career as far as getting paid there, and he'll probably be back. It'll just be interesting to see if he can come back and be productive.
Perform.
Yeah,
exactly.
Liam Cohen
looked a little shaky his last few opportunities, so it's gonna be fun to watch. Yeah.
Liam Cohen, he's fine. They look good. Exactly what they want. Jacksonville's schedule, and you looked at it at the beginning of the year, it looked tough, and they've come out pretty good in that.
Pretty impressive. Yep.
And then Titans, that job is open currently. I don't.
Who wants it?
Yeah, that's I know, right? And like, I guess, what do you do?
Hey, Cam Ward, how are you?
And then you're gonna have what's his name back next year too.
Yep. And they got the 4th overall pick. So
yeah, they're not.
I know you like Levis. You like Will.
I don't really like him.
Yeah.
I just like the
competition there.
And I don't think it's a bad thing. Like, you got two guys who probably aren't making a huge amount of money, and you let them battle it out, and one's going to end up being backup.
This is the kind of spots where I want to see Malik Willis go. You know, like those guys. Even today's a nice tryout for Tanner McKee, the Eagles' backup quarterback. Like, these are the kind of guys that I want to see go places and perform and shake it up a bit.
All right, and then we'll wrap it up with the AFC West. Not a whole lot to talk about here. Sean Payton, he's fine. Andy Reid, the only thing that could happen there is he retires, and that's not happening.
Or a heart attack, which is higher odds.
Correct. And then I think the interesting one, obviously, is with the Las Vegas Raiders and Pete Carroll. This season has been worse than anybody anticipated, even self included. I mean, I said they'd be lucky to win 6 games, but I this has been bad, and it doesn't look like the team that he currently has is buying into it. And I am tired of driving around town seeing billboards that says "time to compete" out here, and it's insane. Like, win some games and then start blasting
They're
billboards.
competing for that number one pick, buddy.
Yeah.
That's what they're competing for. And I love that Carroll has finally adopted it. Like, what are you playing Geno so late in the season for? And then he finally comes out and says this week, I'm going to, we're going to go a different direction than Geno. They probably told him, Carroll, you win this game, you're going guaranteed. Right now, you're probably going. But if you win this and you potentially lose us the number one pick, you are out of here. So this is I don't know.
I feel like this isn't a bad draft though to lose your pick. If you lose the number one pick,
I agree.
That's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, I would get, if I were the Raiders, because they need so many goddamn pieces, I'm getting that pick and I'm trading it. And I'm getting at least 2-3 picks out of that. They need 4 or 5 pieces to move forward, and they can get 2 or 3 out of the next 2 drafts, in my opinion.
Right. And then the last one, Harbaugh, he's not going anywhere.
Not going anywhere. He's not going anywhere.
Forever, so he'll be fine. So kind of just do a quick recap. We are in agreement that we think on the AFC side, Stefanski may be the one that's probably best out of there. We both agree Zach Taylor should be, but it's looking like he might not be somehow. But I don't know how. I think the Bengals will let him go. I'm about 70% sure that ownership's gonna be like, "You're gone." And
I would like to see that. Yeah. They are a cheap organization. Let me see how much they get hit in the nuts if they let him go.
He's been there a while, 6 seasons. So
Zach Taylor, but I think they rehired him again though, didn't they?
I don't know.
I don't have the number up.
And then Aaron Glenn, you think he's there? I think he's a better shot. He's probably gone. And then I think we agree Mike McDaniel's probably eventually gone. Maybe not on Monday, but if this new GM search doesn't go great for him as far as the new guy coming in, he's probably gone pretty quickly. Because I'm guessing it's going to be less than before the Super Bowl, right? They're going to have a new GM there, and they'll have to figure that out, right?
They usually do that by then. Yeah, there have been organizations that do it backwards, like the Titans. They always do that bullshit where they have a different coach, a different general manager. Remember we went through that a little bit ago? But they're always done with that. But I think teams have learned that you got to get the right person in place to start seeing things right away. Zach Taylor, by the way, he's got 2 years left. He's going to cost the Bengals around $20 million. And I'm telling you, the Browns are very, very cheap.
Oh, yeah, the Bengals, they will not pay that. Yeah, you're right.
They don't like to pay people. Yeah.
Jonathan Gannon, we think is another one on the NFC West side that he's probably gone. And then I think Todd Bowles is. You think that's you think there's going to be other pieces there instead? I am not sold on that whole thing there.
I think they need to get rid of Todd Bowles to take the steps in the right direction, but I don't think they will this season. Right. Just because of the pool outside of whatever's going on, it's going to be a little too tight. There's going to be a big push to get a couple guys, like I said. What's his kid's grandson? Not Noel. It's the Shulas, the Shula family. Go ahead though.
And then the last one that we kind of in agreement, but we're not sure what'll happen. There's probably a better shot he's coming back, but Dan Quinn possibly for the Commanders, depending on how they viewed his whole decision making with Jaden Daniels. And
I think he deserves to be fired.
Yeah, I do too.
I think he's been very, very dumb. In his in-game decisions as well, and his rotations. Like, I don't understand the thoughts behind some of that.
So we'll find out tomorrow.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys listening again. Hopefully you enjoyed these games. Hopefully you got some props. We did really well yesterday if you followed us, so let's keep it going. All right.
Thanks, looking forward to next week with the playoffs. This should be fun.
Yeah, damn right it will be. All right, thanks everybody.
Different magnetic. Yo, my rhymes volted, hear my memory banks, they never be released, box cause it's out of Apple.